Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for visiting us again today. Thank you for taking time out of your day to have a look at what we're up to. We really appreciate that. I'm going to show you what is happening in the garden today. This morning I've been doing admin, so it's quite a bit late already. It's about 11 o'clock. But in the meantime, while I was doing that, Alex and Elisa was working on the roof of our garden, so I would like to go and show you that now. They've been doing a great job. So yesterday we only put the one panel up, and subsequently Lisa and Alex have been putting another 2 panels up. So we're over the halfway line there. That's the halfway line. This is the poles we installed yesterday, and we've got another 2 sheets to go, it looks like. Unfortunately, that's not the end of the story. We also have to install all of that roof on that side. It's 9 meters by 9 meters. So we still have to plant a pole somewhere, an upright one, and then 2 horizontal ones that goes across to support the roof. I thought it was important to just mention why we are putting the roof up, for those who haven't seen that reasoning. We live on a farm in far northern parts of South Africa in the bush, and it's literally called the Bushveld, which means bush fields, and we have monkeys. So we have monkeys coming to get any fruit of any kind that they can get. So the worst part is that they would, when the fruit is still greenish, they will bite it and taste it, they don't like it, and throw it away. That's why we have to close the garden in entirely. I also want to plant fruit trees, and I still have, it's such a conundrum because I just thought, oh, I'll plant it inside. I'm building such a big garden. And yes, it is a big garden, but I'm already struggling to find space for everything I want to plant. So fruit trees are going to take a lot of space, and it's a long-term thing. So eventually they'll take a whole bed. So I'm not sure what to do with the fruit trees, whether I should chance it to plant it outside or plant it inside, and then when they get too big, prune them smaller. I don't know, because I was thinking of exfoliating, and yes, that does work. Exfoliating is when you prune the tree so that it can grow onto a wall or a fence. Like I've got a lot of fences here that are horizontal, like walls, which I can plant on and I can exfoliate the trees onto. But the problem is the root systems will still take a lot of space, and I don't know how much I can plant around the root systems. So anyway, that's I would like to know what your opinion is on that. Please let me know what you think, because that will help me a lot to make my decision. So in the comments, just let me know what you think. I'd really like your opinion. So that's the question of the day, is what are we going to do with the fruit trees? What Alex is doing here is he's putting the roll of wire on one side onto the support line. We've put some support lines across the roof, and then on this side Elisa is pulling a rope that is tied to that wire, and that's the way we get the wire across from one side to the next. So it got stuck somewhere. Alex is just going to push it up to release it. Got stuck there, you can see. Okay. It's getting stuck somewhere. Let me stand here and then you push it up there, Alex. It's getting stuck on that side. Looks like it's going smoothly so far. She found the perfect spot to lay in the middle of my snapdragons. Okay, she's moving at least. Hopefully it's cooler where she's going to lie down now. I see the water's, it's been watered there, so the soil is a bit damp. She loves it though. Okay, so as we come in the gate, I'm going to take this path here on the right. Going down, and there on that end is where I planted some cosmos. So I need to, for my records, just take close-ups and remind myself where I planted it. So we're going to walk this path. And on the outer edge of that bed, all the way that way. Past the geraniums a little bit, there's some cosmos. Then going back to the other side, I planted some cosmos here in this bed, and a nasturtium, and some cosmos there all the way along this fence, all the way to where the geraniums are over there. I planted nasturtium there and at the back of my chair. And then here next to the petunias I planted a nasturtium, in fact they're by the front of the stump. So just to have a bit of green cover here when it gets hot. So Alex has finished that side and he's over on that side. And poor Elisa, her job is to hold the ladder, which is the most boring job in the world, but it's got to be done. We can't afford him to fall off that ladder. This raised bed here behind me is bowing out at the bottom. So I'm going to dig all the sand out and try and get it pushed in. I think my day is going to feel short because I measure my day to the time I spend in the garden, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time today because I spend half the day doing accounting. It's not too bad, but my day in the garden will be a little bit shorter today. Okay, just before lunch I started digging here to try and establish what's causing this particular bed to bow out at the bottom. So as you can see here, especially when you stand on the side, you can see it's bowing out incredibly. I think the problem is we filled it up with some stumps before we started filling it up with the soil, and I think what happened is one of the stumps pushed out, and it's now, then all the soil on top of it pushed it even further, and now this thing is bowing. Alex, this was the problem.
Alright.
If you've ever wanted to ask me why build such high raised beds and so many when you've got all the soil in the world, this is the reason. Look how hard our soil is. This is all stones. Maybe that answers my question about where to plant the trees. Because really, I know Eddie just digs a hole like this like in 5 seconds, but it's still a hell of a job to dig a hole in this terrible rocky business. What do you say, Alex?
Which tree?
Huh?
Which tree do you want to plant?
I was saying this morning, I wanted to plant them in the beds. That was why I made so many beds.
Alright.
but they're going to take up their roots because I'm going to prune the trees that it goes against the wall flat, but against the sides, but still the roots will take a lot of space in the bed. So if I plant a tree in this bed, I will only be able to plant like beans and stuff that doesn't have big roots around it, you know, which is probably okay, but I just don't know how many years it will be before nothing wants to grow there anymore because of the tree. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand. So
I'm not sure whether we're going to dig a few holes for the guava tree and the peach tree and the...
outside?
Yeah, maybe. But you see, also the other problem is the monkeys.
Yeah, the monkeys, yeah.
So it's a difficult one. It's easier to plant it inside, but then I'm not going to have a lot of space for other things. But we'll see. This is the last panel for this side that we're rolling over. But as it wants to, it will give us trouble because it's gotten stuck in there, inside the other one. And Alex is attaching the last sheet of this side of roofing. Yay! No worries in the world. That's where it should be. So Alex and Alyssa's just about finished there with the last bits of this wire to connect it. Needs to be connected here in the middle at the top still, but he's almost done with that. So what we decided is that I'm going to start digging the hole for the other upright pole, and then tomorrow we can put that pole in and start doing that side of the roof. So we made good progress today. We finished that side of the garden's top cover or roof, whatever you want to call it. That's all finished. I dug the hole here for tomorrow so we can plant the pole that goes upright here in the middle to support the roof, and then we'll probably put the horizontal poles over as well that supports this roof section. And then they can start putting the sheets over, and that normally takes a day to finish the sheets. So we'll see, maybe hopefully on Monday or Tuesday we can get it semi-enclosed. Then we still have a few panels by the gates that we need to do, but then most of my garden will be enclosed. So that's a good thing. And then I just wanted to make a note of what I've planted and also when I water, because some of my plants like the strawberries and the trees and the shrubs, I don't want to water them every day, but the seedlings obviously need to be watered every day. So it's Thursday today and I am now watering all my shrubs and the strawberries. My battery is running low, so I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for visiting us on the farm today, for planting with us, building with us. This construction of the garden should be finished soon, and then it's just planting and planting and planting, and I'm excited about that. I do appreciate you taking some time to come along with us and see what we're up to. And I do really appreciate it if you would share this with your friends. So please subscribe, and thank you again for visiting us on the farm. Bye!